right here in this moment, in this eternal now. We sense, begin to feel, know, and acknowledge the divine sacred presence that anchors itself in our hearts and our minds. And it is indeed this loving presence that connects us all, transcended beyond time and space. We come into an ascendant frequency of light together, for we hold the very sacred, divine codes inherent in our own biology, inherent in the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. It is that part of the divine that interlaces and integrates, even as we experience a three-dimensional reality in a three-density world. But we understand, we know that the true essence of who and what we are transcends a body. In fact, it is those inner thoughts, it is the inner experience separate and apart from the physical body, separate and apart from the emotions, separate and apart from the thoughts. This other part that has always been with us since our birth. It has always been with us from before our birth. And so it is this that comes into full focus, this higher expression, this higher part of ourselves, the higher parts of our consciousness that transcends the physical material world. It is the higher or the overself soul. It is that thing that beckons us, that moves us forward, even with or without our understanding as to why. But there is the deepest part of us that recognizes that we should follow, that we should beckon this sacred call. Indeed, it is that has transcended us through our ignorance, through our fears. It has moved us as the one who seeks to understand, to make sense of it all. It is that wonderment as a child, bright-eyed, trying to figure out, what is this? Where am I? And what am I to do? But at some point, it is the remembering of that part of us that said we would come to this planet experience because our capacity to hold unconditional love is that grand and expansive. It is that eternal. It is the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love to the divine. That service is our calling card to wherever we are needed. And so, beloveds, we say to you, there has been the great clarion call, a clarion call that is most ancient indeed. And in this clarion call was the call for the children of the light, the children who have not forgotten in the illusion and delusion of a world of Maya. We're coming into the planetary force of a three-density, strips the cosmic memory. And so it takes those brave souls, those powerful souls to say, I will come. And I know I risked the chance of forgetting it all, who I am, the power I hold, that I indeed can be caught up into the matrix of programming programming of a specific limited agenda. But somewhere, somehow, that part that beckons us and calls us, and as we heed it, as we move towards it, as we seek it out, it brings us full force on our path of light that we have continued to walk, that we have for aeons of times, for past lives, for current lives, for parallel lives, for future lives, because we are anchored in the light, always, forever, eternal, ongoing, through all timelines, through all experiences. It is that part that is eternal and endless. And it is that part that rises up again in the cycle of galactic time, in the cycle of cosmic time. For here we are again, doing what it is that we do the best, our capacity to hold love and light, and to hold that love and light in this expression of this material world, of the dynamics that brought things in the way that we find them to be. That love we hold is so great, so grand, and so powerful. It pierces through the illusions. It pierces through the delusions. It pierces through all that is not in alignment with love and light. And so it is the journey, beloveds, that in your great awakening, you remember who you are and what you are connected to. You remember moving out of the limitations of the matrix. You remember that you are needed in many, many areas and parts beyond a physical world, because you are beyond a physical world. And those parts of you, those higher parts of you that you are connected to, reaches you as you reach for it, as you strive to bring forth and touch the higher parts of yourself that you sense, you feel, and you know. So too, beloveds, those higher parts of yourself reach for you. And indeed, there comes the Holy Communion, this sacred partnership, collaboration. Indeed, it is the anchoring of heaven and earth in its perfect balance. And so as you continue to knock and allow the doors to open, as you continue to commit, to make known the unknown, as you choose to go beyond your limitation and fears of a physical, mental, and emotional world, as you choose to improve yourself, to heal yourself, to better yourself, as you choose to dislodge the blockages, the fears, the misconceptions that you hold from lineages of time, as you say, I am the one to bring in the new paradigm and to release the old, the universe will come forward, support you, help you, and bring you into a new perspective and level where you see the higher vision, the higher purpose, and receive the higher guidance. Oh, beloveds, we say that each and every one of you are at this pinnacle. And there are those of you who already are being in a level of awareness that you now consciously work in many multi-dimensional levels, intertwined with not only what you do here upon the earth, holding that light, having and anchoring the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love. For you sense and feel and know something is wrong, something is imbalanced, something is not the higher vision of what you know it can be. For you have experienced that. You have experienced the Shambhala worlds. You have experienced the crystalline worlds. You have experienced the worlds of paradise. And so you do remember and hold the codes of the perfect Eden tree. Indeed, the paradise worlds are familiar to you. And it is in this knowingness that as you come into this material world, a sense of mission and purpose, something that you are to do, a promise, a commitment, a collaboration. And so the journey starts. And whenever that journey begins to open up more into that mission and purpose, it strives as you begin to seek and move forward. The universe and all those who love you boundlessly, myriads and myriads of sentient beings and radiant beings of light from all streams of consciousness, and a great love story. For it is the singularity of service to the divine because of the love that is held by those who serve. And in this unification of this great and grand love that is unconditional in nature, it simply is. Because you are born of that love. You are created of that love, and so it can never leave you. And though there are those, and perhaps at times even you, have forgotten that love is there nevertheless. And it's there to be ignited. It's there to fan the flames of the radiance of what that is. And as you dare to move forward, as you dare to be in your authenticity, as you have the courage to say, no, I cannot do this or that, I must do this. For this is what resonates with my soul, and my soul calls me to be this and not that. As you hear these calls, beloved, as you follow it, as you have the courage, you transcend, you move beyond the trappings and the distortions of the physical material world. For what beckons you is stronger than that. What beckons you is stronger and more powerful than that. And as you choose to improve and be the best version that you can be, as you seek to heal yourself, as you seek to learn, as you seek to knock, to understand more the wonderment of it all, as your love of the divine eclipses the materialities and the distractions of the physical material world. As you now begin to step steady on your road of mastery. Dearly beloveds, we are calling you to remember your mastery. And it is in your mastery, as those ascended masters before you have walked this path, and here you are doing the same. And as you walk your path of mastery, you contribute in the most profound way the collective unconscious of this world and beyond. Indeed, beloveds, you are the radiant logi, the sun of this earth and of her brothers and sisters who evolve and revolve around the great sun. For whence you come, and you have come through the sun, but you've come through other suns. And so you come with the consciousness of a mission. You come with the consciousness of a purpose. And it is this sense of consciousness of mission and purpose that moves you on your path of light. And we say to you, beloveds, that you walk steady on your path of mastery. For you have the myriad of angels. You have the pronouncement of saints. You have the eternal light and the unconditional love of the source of all creation in the radiant fields of light, surrounding you, helping you, supporting you. And so, beloveds, yes, knock, yes, make known the unknown, for you will find the rest of your magnificence as you walk through these portals of light, as you move through these doors, as you beckon the call of your soul to walk your path of mastery with courage, to become aligned and recalibrated again with the highest parts of yourself, giving you access to a myriad of abilities to serve in greater capacity and impact. Yes, beloveds, these words are for you. The frequencies that we come and bring the frequency of this resonance field to you, that the time is now. The time is now, and even with all the challenge, this discourages, and those moments of depression, those moments of helplessness, remember, ones, the radiance with you, that eternal part of you is always there. And in that momentary respite, as you move past that, as you bring in the holy breath and remember, indeed, you breathe the divine. As you stay focused on mission and purpose in the following of your soul, as you move beyond the comfortability of knowing into the incomfortability of not knowing, as you become the great spiritual explorers into yourselves and in the wonderment of what you're part of. Indeed, beloveds, the higher levels of yourself open up. The divine guidance comes in more directly. The loving support is ever there. You can never, ever be lonely, for you will feel continuously knowing, sensing, feeling, seeing, hearing in the higher senses. All those that surround you have always surrounded you and will continue to surround you, support you, love you, and guide you. Indeed, beloveds, guiding you into the higher parts of yourself. And as you can integrate that into the physical, mental, and emotional bodies, where you are currently in the material world, you are the angels that walk the earth. For you now hold a resonant field as the Christ, as the divine Maitreya. Your resonant field, the auric that is around you, radiates at a much frequency. And so the movement upon the earth, from walking upon the earth in the crystalline matrix, recognizes you, is healed by you, is lifted by you. Your gaze into another's eyes is healing and uplifting for that soul. Your very thoughts and prayers have powerful impact. Your thoughts of others is instantaneously, and holding them in light and love affects them immediately. Your walk upon the earth is that of the Christed ones, of the great Kumaras that bless the earth with their presence, with their touch, with their breath, with their thoughts, with their words. So we say to you, beloveds, the time of your mastery is here, and to walk in the fullness of who and what you are. And as you do, beloveds, the universe supports you in every single way. You do not have to be concerned how things will fall into place, for things will fall into place in its most perfect way, with ease and grace. We say to you to pay attention to those parts that beckon you, that call for you. Bring that into the foremost of your lives. All things are secondary to that. But that is your mastery, your contribution, and indeed your own personal ascension. As you ascend, you help others to ascend. As others ascend, our beautiful planet ascends. As our planet ascends, the solar system ascends. As the solar system ascends, the great Humnam Ku ascends, for all are interconnected. And it is the children of light upon the earth that play such a pivotal role. Walk your path of mastery. Practice and make known the unknown. Use the sacred breath. Hold on to El Gibor, the strength of God. Do not be concerned of earthly things, only remembering you are in the earth, but you are not of it. And you are called here now in that path of mastery that transcends earthly things. And now, beloveds, we see together as the most radiant ones are here. Visualize clearly in your spiritual eye. There is a most magnificent flame. And this flame is like the flames that you would see in Tibet. It is a flame that is pointed to the top and then transcend, and it's out as it goes towards the earth. It is a very unique flame. And as we look at this flame that looks static on the outside, but as we look into it, there is much activity taking place. But we can also see in the lotus position, the great Buddha. The Buddha is inside of this flame, the great divine Maitreya. In perfect stillness, in perfect balance, we gaze upon this figure and the flame that surrounds this figure. It comes from the highest celestial realms of light, coming in from the frequencies indeed of Venus, the planet Venus that holds the frequency of love. This is the image that we hold now. We now hold this image of unconditional love and service. We hold it in this sacred holy peace and balance, a perfect balance and a holy peace. And we bring this vision of the divine Maitreya, the Buddha in the lotus position, with this sacred flame that has so much energetic frequencies within it, organic, moving, lively, radiant, yet static and peaceful. We bring this image now as the great Elohims, as the children of light upon the earth that can bring this consciousness of perfect love, perfect balance, and anchored peace. And we bring it now as if observing from the cosmos, looking at the planet of the sacred Gaia, seeing her revolving around the great sun of Helios Vesta, seeing her movement as the great sun accelerates through the cosmos. And in this great acceleration, as we are static with it and move with it, we now implant the vision that has been given of this perfect peace, this perfect balance, this eternal flame of unconditional love, seeing the sacred Maitreya, the Buddha, in a lotus position. Hold this image and put it now upon the earth. It moves with the earth. It circles with the earth. It is anchored in the earth. And as we hold this vision, as we hold this intention, we see it now beginning to spread in all directions. So all of the great celestial bodies moving around the great sun of Helios Vesta are now also in the frequency of this divine image, holding its perfect rhythm, its perfect peace, its perfect balance. We hold this vision that as the great movement throughout the cosmos moves forward, we move into this perfect peace. We move into this perfect balance. We move into the highest consciousness, unconditional love and radiant light, moving once again to the paradise worlds, to the Shambhala worlds, in the great cycles of cycles. We are here once again. We hold this perfect Eden. We hold this perfect paradise. And now the thought of the return comes. Again, we look once more time, envisioning the flame, seeing the divine Maitreya, the divine Buddha in lotus position, holding this perfect peace, this perfect balance, gifting from the higher celestial worlds of light upon the earth, and indeed for the entire solar system. We affirm that this grace and this blessing is anchored within ourselves, we can walk that path of peace and perfect balance in our own lives. With grateful hearts, the idea of coming back now brings forth us drawing in our electromagnetic field as we are aware of all the radiant ones who have been part of this experience and created this platform for us to work, begins to draw in their electromagnetic field. And so we will plan to be back and fully alert and grounded on the count of 3. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3. We are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.